Hi everyone, I'm Helen from Susan's family. Today, I'm bringing you this adorable bunny dream blanket from our Animals in Dream Blanket series. It consists of the main fabric, border and decorations. You'll make the main part first. Then work the border in rounds along the edges. Lastly, create and attach the decorations. Let's go through the main part first. You'll crochet from corner to corner. That is working increase stitches first, until you reach the desired length, which is the same place as the diagonal across the fabric center. Then you'll decrease each row, to make a square by working back and forth. During the process, you can add and change colors to create graphs. Stitches will be used are chain stitch, double crochet and slip stitch. Please watch my step-by-step tutorial. For you to watch more clearly, I'll demonstrate with a thicker yarn, in a random color. For yarn details, color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to our product page and paper instruction. Let's get started. Grip the yarn tail with your right hand. Wrap it around your left little finger once. Bring it between your index and middle fingers. Grip the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Hold the hook with your right hand. You'll be working on this section of yarn only. Put your hook under the yarn. Rotate the hook counterclockwise. There's one loop on your hook now. Grip the cross with your left hand. Put hook head on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as one stitch. Tighten the yarn. You're ready to make chain stitches now. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. That's one chain stitch. Work 2 more chain stitches. Including the very beginning one. You now have 3 chains from your hook. Then you'll start to make the fabric. For the first row, make 3 chains as your turning chains. Double crochet into the chain stitch next to your turning chains. That is the 4th chain from right. Not including the one on your hook. On the front side of each chain, there are 2 loops form a V shape. While on the back side, there is a raised loop in the middle. You'll be working in the top loop of the chain. From the front side. Let me show you here. Insert your hook under this strand just like this. To work stitches. Yarn over once. Insert your hook into the 4th top chain. Yarn over. Pull through. Now, you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops. For the remaining 2 loops, yarn over and pull through again. There you have a double crochet stitch. I'll show you one more time. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the top loop of the next chain. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Repeat this twice. 1, 2. Work 1 double crochet into the next chain stitch. Consider these 3 chain stitches and 3 double crochets as 1 tile. Only 1 tile is required for row 1. And that completes row 1. Move on to work row 2. Keep working with the same yarn. Chain 3 first. Since you are working back and forth, you'll need to turn the fabric here. Then make a tile. In these 3 chains, chain 3 first. Make the back side of the stitch facing towards you. Insert your hook into the top chain of the 4th stitch, which is the loop above the back ridge. Make 1 double crochet in each of these 3 chains. If you feel hard to locate the stitch, count stitches from the front side is also acceptable. After that, 1 tile is completed. Identify the turning chains of the only tile in row 1. In the space next to the chains. Here it is. Insert your hook into it. Work 1 slip stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook. Slip stitch is completed. Work 1 tile in the chain space. Chain 3 first. Make 3 double crochets into the same space. Once done, row 2 is finished. You've worked 2 tiles in this row. Move on to row 3. Chain 3 as your turning chains. Then turn your work. Work 1 tile in these 3 chain stitches. Now you have the back side of this chain facing you. Work in the top loops of these 3 chains. As you can see, every row starts with a chain of 3, followed by turning and making tiles. The starting method remains the same for each subsequent row. I won't go into detail anymore. When finished, identify the tile on the left, in the gap between turning chains and the first double crochet, which is also the space next to your turning chains. Work 1 slip stitch into it. Insert your hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook at once to complete the slip stitch. Then work 1 tile in the same space. When finished, keep working into the chain space of the next tile. The chain space refers to the space between the turning chains and the first double crochet. I will not elaborate this in the following tutorial. Insert your hook into the chain space. Work one slip stitch and one tile. Once done, row 3 is completed. In this row, you've made 3 tiles. You can see the texture of this row looks similar to row 1. This is the right side of the fabric, which the texture of the stitches is more uniform. For the following work, you can distinguish between right and wrong side according to the texture. Besides that, the yarn tail is at the bottom right corner from the right side. Now, let's move on to row 4. Follow the same method as before. Work one tile. Once done, slip stitch into the chain space to make the second tile. For the following work, make tiles in the chain spaces with one slip stitch in between. Keep working this row. Until you finish the last tile. Row 4 is completed. In this row, you've worked 4 tiles. For row 5 to 10, keep working back and forth in the same way as before. You'll increase each row by 1 tile. Please follow the chart and refer to previous video to complete these rows. After finishing row 10, make sure it is nearly 18 centimeters in length. Once done, move on to row 11. From this row onwards, you'll need to join new colors, as indicated by your pixel graph. Each square represents 1 tile. Work 9 tiles with the current color first. After that, you'll need to join new color. In the left tile, bring the current yarn to the wrong side of the entire fabric. Take out the right color, as indicated by your chart. While I'll be using random colors in this whole tutorial, make a slip knot. Insert your hook into both the left tile's chain space and the slip knot. Pull through all the loops on your hook at once. You've completed a slip stitch, and join a new color at the same time. Adjust the loop. Make sure the knot doesn't show on the right side. Then, work one tile with the new color. As you work, put the tail of working yarn above your hook to hide it in the fabric. For the next tile, you'll switch back to the same color as before. Since this yarn will be used for making nearby tiles of next row, for aesthetic reason and easy work, you'll leave it for now. And attach a new yarn. Each skein has two tails, one on the surface and one in the center. If you have only one skein for certain color, use the other tail to join the yarn. If you have multiple skeins for the same color, attach the yarn with another skein. Bring the current yarn to the wrong side of the entire fabric. Take out the right color. Make a slip knot. Insert your hook into the left tile's chain space. Pull through all the loops on your hook at once. You've joined the yarn and made a slip stitch. Adjust the loop. Work one tile. That completes row 11. Now, move on to row 12. You'll use the current color to make two tiles first. Since there are several yarns in action, after turning the fabric, organize all the working yarns to prevent them from getting tangled. Once done, slip stitch into the left chain space. Meanwhile, switch back to the same color as this tile. Bring the current yarn to the wrong side of the fabric. Pick up this yarn. Tighten this yarn slightly before working with it. Insert your hook into the chain space. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook at once. You've changed the color and made a slip stitch as well. Work one tile. Make the next tile with the same color as the area on the left. Bring the current yarn on the wrong side of the fabric. Pick up this yarn. Tighten. Always remember to tighten the yarn before working with it. I will not emphasize this repeatedly. Insert your hook into the chain space. Yarn over and pull through. Draw the yarn through all loops on the hook. That completes color changing and slip stitch. Make 4 tiles with this color. After that, join new color for the next tile. The method is the same as before. Bring the current yarn to the wrong side of the entire fabric. Take out the right color. Make a slip knot. Insert your hook. Pull through. Adjust the loop. That completes color changing and slip stitch. Make 1 tile with new color. Weave in the tail as you go. Next, switch back to the yarn you've just dropped. Since this yarn is 1 tile away from where you are working at, you'll need to rejoin this color for a neat piece of work. This yarn will not be used for the next row. So leave a 10 centimeters tail and cut it. Leave the tail for now and join the new color. After that, complete the remaining part with this color. After the last tile, row 12 is finished. Move on to row 13. You'll use the current color to make 1 tile first. The next tile will be made in this color from last row. Because there are several tiles between this yarn and the tile you are going to work, you'll need to rejoin this color for aesthetic reason. Also, the next few tiles will be made in the same color as this one. So you can leave a 10 centimeters tail. Cut the yarn. And join a new yarn. After that, make 8 tiles. Once done, you'll make the next tile with the same color as the area on the left. Since the yarn is right here, you can carry and work with it directly. For the carried yarn, weave in the fabric as you go. Next, switch to the same color as the tiles on the left. Carry the yarn behind and work with it directly. To finish the rest of this row, once finished the last tile, row 13 is finished. Next, move on to row 14. Make 4 tiles first. After that, you'll work with the same color as this area. And for this color, since it will not be used here or next row, leave a 10 centimeters tail and cut the yarn. Then, work 9 tiles with this color. After that, change color and make the last tile. That completes row 14. Continue to complete the remaining rows of increase section. During the process, when you need to add colors, use the joining method to attach new yarns. When you run out of yarn, join the yarn in the same way. When your working yarn is not nearby and will not be used for the next row, leave a tail, cut the yarn. Reattach a new yarn and continue working. When the color will still be used for making nearby tiles of next row, carry the yarn directly and work with it. Please follow your chart. Keep working with proper method. According to actual conditions, all situations and solutions are covered in previous video. Please finish the remaining part of increase section. That's all for increase section. Now, let's move on to decrease section. You'll start decreasing from row 41. For you to watch more clearly, I'll demonstrate with this solid colored swatch. Since this swatch is much smaller than your actual work, please only focus on techniques and follow your chart to change colors and join yarns. For decrease section, you'll make one tile less at both ends of diagonals. Turn the work. Slip stitch into the chain space of the tile below. Make one tile. Keep making tiles in each of the chain space until you reach the inside corner of last tile. Once finished, slip stitch into the last chain space. That's where you stop this row, and make one tile less at both ends. Row 41 is completed. Move on to row 42. With the same method, start with a chain of 3. Turn your work. Slip stitch into the chain space below. And make one tile. Keep creating tiles in following chain spaces. Once finished, slip stitch into the chain space of left tile. Leave the remaining tiles on left unworked. That concludes row 42. Complete the rest part in the same way as these 2 rows. The last row has only one tile. Once finished, slip stitch into the left chain space and fasten off the yarn. I'll show you the method with this swatch. Chain 1 to secure. Pull up the loop. Cut the yarn. Tighten. Weave in the end on the wrong side. You can weave in a few more times if you like. Trim the excess tail. That concludes the decrease section. Next you'll tidy up all the yarn tails. This swatch is different from your actual work, only used for this demonstration. Thread the yarn onto your needle. Identify the chain in the middle of 2 tiles. Insert your needle into it. Pull tight to secure the yarn. Then weave in the tail on the wrong side. For a more secure result, untwist the tail into 2 parts. Pull one part through nearby loop. Tie the 2 parts together. Weave all the strands in the fabric. It's a good to weave in a few more times. For these short tails from joining, you can weave them in, or simply cut them off. For you to distinguish between right and wrong sides, leave the staring tail intact. For the rest of the yarn tails, follow the same method to weave them in neatly. The technique is quite simple, so I won't demonstrate it again. That's how you manage the yarn tails. Up to this point, we've covered everything for the main part. After the main part, let's move on to the border. You'll work in rounds. Along the edges of main part, color changing will be required during the process. And you'll work with a new stitch called single crochet. Please watch my tutorial. I'll take this swatch to show you the method. Hold the fabric with the right side facing you. Start from any tile at the edge of the main part. Insert your hook into the space between 2 tiles. Join the yarn with the same method as you've used while making the main part. Chain 1 to start. This is the beginning chain of single crochet, which does not count as one stitch. Make 1 single crochet in the same space. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again. Pull through both loops at once. That completes a single crochet. This V-shaped loop is the stitch of single crochet. Chain 3. Work another single crochet in the next space between two tiles. Single crochet once. Insert the hook. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. That's how you make a single crochet. Chain 3. Work one single crochet in the next space between two tiles. Chain 3. Work one single crochet in the next space between two tiles. Consider these 4 single crochets and 3 chains in between as one connection. Make 5 chains. Skip one space. Single crochet into the next space between two tiles. And make another connection, which is making one single crochet in each of the next 3 spaces. And chain 3 in between. When finished one connection, chain 5. And skip one space to make the next connection. Keep working 5 chains and 1 connection alternately. Remember to skip one space below 5 chains. Follow the same rule to work until you get to the last space of this edge. After this connection, you are now at the last tile of this edge. Consider these completed stitches as one edge. You'll next work a corner. Chain 5. Identify the stitch at the tip of this corner. Insert your hook into any 2 strands. And work 1 double crochet. After that, chain 5 again. That completes one corner. Start from the next space to make another edge with the same method as the one before. I won't go into details here. Once done, work the second corner. With the same method before, chain 5 first. At the tip of this corner, work 1 double crochet. Into any 2 strands of this stitch. Then chain 5 again. To finish the second corner. Keep making edge and corner alternately. To complete the rest part of this row, note that the double crochet at each corner will be made in any 2 strands of the stitch at the tip. After finishing the last corner, join the round in the first single crochet. Identify the stitch of this single crochet, which is this V-shaped loop. Insert your hook and make a slip stitch. Tighten this loop for you to locate the beginning of each round easily later. And that concludes round 1. Now, move on to round 2. With the current yarn, chain 1 as your beginning chain. Still it does not count as one stitch. In the chain space on the left, make 1 single crochet, followed by 3 chain stitches as a connection. Work another single crochet in the next chain space, and chain 3 again. In the next chain space, work 1 single crochet. That completes the stitches above this connection. The next large chain space is formed by a chain of 5. Work 10 double crochets into it. Work 1 double crochet in each of the chain space of connection, with 3 chains in between. In the large space of chain 5, work 10 double crochets. Finish the rest of this edge with the same rule. Note there is no chain stitch between the single crochets and double crochets. At this point, you'll create the corner next. There are 2 large spaces of chain 5. Work 10 double crochets in each of these 2 spaces. That's how you make the corner. Keep working edge and corner alternately. To complete the rest of this round, after the last corner, slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. Tighten. That completes round 2. Now, let's move on to round 3. It's similar to the last round. Chain 1 to start. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space on the left. Chain 3. Single crochet into the next chain space. That completes the stitches above the connection. For the following 10 double crochets in each of these stitches, which is the V-shaped loop on top. Work 1 double crochet. After that, at this connection, work single crochet in chain space, with 3 chains in between. For the double crochet section, work 1 double crochet in each of these stitches. Moving forward, whether on sides or corners, make single crochets and chains above connection. Make double crochet in double crochet stitches. Follow this rule to complete this round. After finishing the last corner, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Tighten. Since you'll change to new color next, fasten off the yarn here. Make 1 chain stitch to secure. Leave a tail. Cut the yarn. Pull it tight. Weave in the ends into the fabric. That completes round 3. Now, let's move on to round 4. Take out the right color. Choose any double crochet section from last round. Join the yarn in the first double crochet from the right. Insert your hook into the stitch. Chain 3 as your beginning chains, which count as 1 double crochet. Make 1 chain stitch. Keep making 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets, with 1 chain in between. Weave in the yarn tail as you go. Once finished this double crochet section, skip the connection below to work the next double crochet section. The method is the same as before. Work a double crochet in each stitch, with one chain in between. For the rest of this round, work double crochets and chain stitches above double crochet section on both edges and corners. Note there is no chain stitch between every double crochet section, and don't work any stitches above the connection section. Please follow this rule to complete the rest of this round. Once finished the last section, you'll slip stitch into the top chain of the beginning chains. Insert your hook into these two strands to make a slip stitch. Pull tight. Fasten off. Weave in the tail in the fabric. That concludes round 4. Consider these 4 rounds as one layer, which you have larger waves like this at the corners, hereafter referred to as large waves, and along the edges, you have these small waves. Now, let's move on to round 5. The pattern is the same as round 1, but work stitches in the spaces between double crochets. Start from any wave you prefer. In my case, I choose this large wave. There are 19 chain spaces for this wave. Identify the second chain space from right to left to join the yarn. Chain 1 and work 1 single crochet in the same space. Chain 3. Skip 1 space on the left. Single crochet into the next space. Chain 3 again. Skip another space on the left. Single crochet into the next space. Another chain of 3. Skip 1 space. And single crochet in the next space. That completes 1 connection. Chain 5. Skip 1 space. Work 1 double crochet into the next space. Chain 5 again. 1 corner is completed. Skip 1 space behind. And make another connection next, with 1 space unworked between every 2 stitches. I won't go into details here. After that, there's 1 space left. Skip it. And work 5 chains. For the next small wave, start from the second space from right to left. Work one connection. The method is the same as before. Skip one space between every 2 single crochets. Once done, work 5 chains. Above the next small wave, work another connection. For the rest of this round, work one connection above each small wave and 2 connections above each large wave, with one corner in the middle. The method is the same as the first large wave. Between every 2 small waves, make 5 chains. Please follow this rule to finish this round. When finished, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Tighten. Leave this yarn uncut for next round. That concludes round 5. Follow the same pattern to work a few more layers, which make large wave at the corner section, and make small waves and connections along the edge. Remember to change colors as indicated by your chart. For the last round of every layer, please follow your chart and refer to the previous video to complete the rest of the border. After finishing the last round, you'll cut the yarn and fasten off invisibly. Let me show you here. I'm working with a swatch for this demonstration. After joining the round with a slip stitch, pull up the loop. Leave a tail. Cut the yarn. In the double crochet stitch on the left, insert your hook from wrong to right side. Bring the yarn to the wrong side. Then, insert your hook from wrong to right side into the chain of slip stitch where the tail comes from. Pull the yarn through. Adjust the tension. Weave the tail in the fabric. For a more secure result, you can untwist the yarn and make a knot. The method is the same as the main part. I won't demonstrate again here. And that's how you make the border. If the fabric does not lay flat, you can iron it with low heat from the wrong side.